Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 video where today I'm going to be sharing with you what could be the best formation right now in FIFA 21 and certainly probably my new favorite formation. Maybe that's just because I've been doing really well with it recently, so I just wanted to share with you this weekend. Obviously, currently right now in Weekend League, I'm 10-0 with this formation as well. Mainly because I just wanted to try something different for this Weekend League, because with obviously it being Team of the Year, as you can see, I was planning on just playing to 14 wins and probably still am. So I thought 14 wins, it's not going to be super difficult. So I'm going to just try something fun, try something different. And I've just had an absolute blast playing with this formation. But starting off, I'm going to be opening just an 84 plus player pick. Just see if our luck is in. See if we can maybe hit one of those big Team of the Year cards or not. And no, we don't. Never mind. Well, I think we'll go and take Jadon Sancho probably. I think we'd better. So we're going to go into that formation and what that formation is. And I've been having an absolute blast with this formation. It's just been so much fun. And just like I said, maybe just because I just wanted to try something different, just something a bit more fun. And that formation is the 5-2-1-2. And this might seem like a bit of a peculiar formation to be supposedly the best formation in the game. But this is certainly one of my favorite, right now, my favorite formations to use. And don't get me wrong, I still love the 4-2-2 and formations like that, and they're still all brilliant. But maybe just because the 4-2-2 for me was getting a bit stale, maybe I was just using it all the time, and I was just getting a bit bored of using it. But I wanted to try something just completely left field, just something completely different, and just a different play style, a different way of playing. Like I said, maybe because the pressure's off, because I'm only playing to 14 wins, I thought, if I get there at 14-0 or 14-3, does it really matter? At the end of the day, I still only get 14 wins, and currently I'm 10-0, so I'm on track for the same score anyway. I was just having a blast with this formation, and those tactics, as you can see, we've got balanced defensive style. I think in 5-back formations, you always want to play on like balance. You never want to go on like a press. It doesn't really work because there's always kind of like an out ball somewhere, mainly on the wings, or certainly if people have like left and right midfielders. If you play like a 4-4-2 flat or something, the left midfielders are completely unmarked. There's no one out there to mark them. The fullback doesn't mark them because he's a little bit too deep. So pressing doesn't really work in this formation. So I've just stayed on balance. Want to keep that compact shape. Obviously, a back five means you're quite difficult to break down, and that's something that's been really key. It's tough for people to break me down, and you can see I'm not playing super defensive or anything like that. You know, it's just been tough for people to break me down. Depth, I like to play on 6 like I do in every formation, just a little bit wider as well. Just kind of want to make sure those wings are covered. And the reason why 5-back is so good at the minute is because a lot of people are abusing the wings. And when you have 3 centre-backs and 2 full-backs, those spaces out on the wing are not available for your opponent, you know, because you basically cover the whole width of the pitch. So it kind of forces people more on the inside, which is also quite good with this formation because the 2-1-2 in the middle, the 2 mids, the cam, and the 2 strikers, we also have quite a lot of good strength out in the in the middle of the pitch. So it is very difficult for people to break me down. So it's a very good formation if you want to kind of like be, if you struggle to defend, this is a really good organized formation, but it's not defensive, as you'll see when we go through this team. Long ball in the offensive style is the way I always like to go. You potentially play like fast build up in this formation. Obviously the 2-1-2 in midfield, you know, quite narrow and compact, so fast build up could work very, very well for them. But me, long ball's working for me, so I don't even want to change it. The offensive width, I've gone all the way up to 8. Now, this is because I wanted to use the fullbacks. I wanted to get those fullbacks bombing forwards. Like I said, I wanted a completely different play style. I didn't want to be boring and just put them on stay back while attacking. I wanted those fullbacks to get forward. For me, there's just something about those fullbacks. When fullbacks fly forwards, whether it's in real football, whether it's in FIFA, that I just find super attractive, and that's just kind of how I wanted to play. So I wanted to make sure I stretched the pitch and had those guys super wide, so those fullbacks were really high and almost played like wingers, because we don't have any wingers in this formation. So I wanted to make sure those guys were super wide, and they did a fantastic job. We'll go into those instructions now, starting off with those fullbacks. We actually have them on join the attack. That's how aggressive I'm being with this formation, because I wanted these fullbacks super high up the pitch. I wanted them to get involved, and whether that be to whip crosses in, whether that just be to an outball. There was so many times. I remember I played a game this morning against a guy. I think he ended up winning 5-2, and Juan Bernat was stood out on the left wing, and I just pinged the ball across. I think it was with Marquinhos, and Bernat was about 25 yards in space. Literally no one was there. Like, it was just unbelievable how much space he was in. And just, if you're going to have the fullbacks doing this though, and on join the attack and going forwards, you have to use them. You can't like have them go up the pitch and then not use them. Doesn't mean force the ball out to them. You got to try and get them involved, because if they go forwards and you never pass the ball to them, never get them involved, when you do turn over possession, also especially them being on join the attack, their stamina does get drained a little bit. That is something that never to the point where like they can't sprint. That's because we don't play on a press. But they've definitely always been tired at the end of a game. So if you are gonna have them going forwards, you'd have to make sure they get involved. But for me, they're the most important part of this formation, the fullbacks, just having them go forward. 3 centre backs are on stay back while attacking. Tavernier were playing at right centre back. That's super important, because these fullbacks, whilst they get forwards and you can see they're enjoying the attack, we've got Lozano at right wing back, who not ideal, but he does a fantastic job because of his attacking qualities. But the reason why it's important to have someone like Tavernier at right back is because when Lozano does get forwards, you might go, it's going to exploit that space. But having someone like Tavernier, who is an actual fullback out there, can deal with the wingers anyway, so it's no big deal. So if you can play with fullbacks at centre back, put them at the left and right centre back, and even when your fullbacks then do go forwards, those guys, if they're naturally fullbacks, will be able to still deal with those situations out there. So we've set this team up really well, and it's just working absolutely perfectly. The only little thing I'll say is these two midfielders, so Ballack and Marquinhos. We have them on stay back while attacking, staying into the box, because those fullbacks are bombing forwards. We do want these guys to stay back and really kind of give protection to that defense. The only little thing I'll say, in what I have noticed is though they do kind of get a little bit lost sometimes. Not in every game, just some games. Maybe it's just against some formations. They almost kind of, because maybe against certain formations they're not like up against anyone, so sometimes they kind of just get lost in space, almost like they're not really back defending, but they're not really getting forward. They're kind of just in that awkward place. Mainly it happens when people don't have like flat midfield. So if someone's playing a 4-4-2, perfect, because these guys are then up against someone. If somebody's playing with maybe a CDM and a cam, like a 4-1-2-1-2 or something, and there's no center midfielder, they kind of just, almost have no one to mark. So it kind of feels like they're not in front of the play. They're not too high up, but they're not too far back defending, because that cam obviously is going to get space because we don't have a CDM. But all in all, they do a really good job. It's just every now and again you might notice something like that. We then have Rivaldo in the cam slot, who, Rivaldo, by the way, is a very, very good player. I think he's very underrated. He's done a really, really good job for me. And I'm proud to be using him at the moment. Hopefully we can maybe replace him with a team of the year or something if we get super lucky. But getting into the box and support for crosses, because we have the two centre mids on staying back, I do want this cam going forwards and attacking and really driving into that space and being that extra man in the box, because the two wing backs are going to get forwards, but they're not going to get into the box to potentially score goals. They're kind of there just as almost like an overlap for maybe one of the wide midfielders or something when they do drift forwards. But Rivaldo's there as a goal scorer as well. And to be fair, his goal scoring record for me is okay, but his assist record is off the chart. He does a really good job in feeding the two strikers. And speaking of those two strikers, we have Neymar and Ronaldo, of course, on stay central and getting behind. I did kind of attempt to use balanced width, because I thought I don't want them to be too narrow and almost stepping on each other. But that I quickly found out that did not work, obviously, because we have those two wing backs getting forward. They're the ones that are providing the width. So everybody else, Ballack, Marquinhos, Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Neymar, they're there to kind of be your, anchor in sort of the middle of the pitch, and Bernat and Lozano are there to be the width. So everyone else just needs to kind of stay in the middle and just kind of really make that middle really difficult for your opponent to get through. But those strikers are there just to score goals. You don't need them drifting wide. You just need them staying central. And obviously having those two up front, pretty much in any formation, they're just lights out good. They're absolutely phenomenal and just do a fantastic job for me. So the 5-2-2-1, it's just like I can't speak highly enough about it. It's just been super fun, and I think I've never been someone who's been a heavy gameplay player. I've never been someone who's really spanned a lot of games. We're kind of nearly the end of January, and I've only played 500 games, as you saw. But this has been one of the most fun experiences I've had all year, playing with this formation, just playing with something different, and even just something as simple as the fullbacks going forward, just not having them on staying back all the time, not being defensive. I like to try and promote attacking and fun custom tactics. That's what I like to try and build, and I've just been having so much fun with this formation. Obviously, we're 10-0 in champs with this, and like I said, a good player. When I was using 4-2-2, as you can see, I'm using this 5-2-1-2 now. Either way, I've still been 10-0 with both, but it's different. When I've been using the 5222 recently, it hasn't been super fun. When I've been using this 5212, it's just, this week has been so fun and just had an absolute blast. So make sure you go and try this formation out, especially if you're someone who's not going to be playing like all your weekend league games like me. Then you don't really need to use the super meta formation. You can use something that's just a bit more fun. Just have more fun when you do go and play the game. But this has been so good, so fun for me. So make sure you do try it out. If you do, make sure you do leave a like on the video. Let me know how it goes in the comments. Make sure you do join our Discord. We are rapidly approaching, I think, 150 members now, which is crazy. So make sure you join in the fun. And, you know, I'll be posting up some of my best pulls when I do start opening my packs as well. And lots of great tips for trading and gameplay help. So make sure you join that. There are so many good, helpful people in there. It's just, I can't speak highly enough about that Discord. So make sure you join. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.